Hey guys, how are you doing? Austin here. Of course, I'm joined by my buddy Zach. Zach, how are you, sir?
Doing great, man. Doing great. I want to hear more about hydro whales. They're continuing forward. A lot of new things. So let's do it.
Oh, hey, and surprising, we have Sam from Hydro here with us, so we can he can tell us all about.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on here today, guys. Do appreciate you taking the time just to allow us to talk to your audience more about hydro whales and what we're doing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I appreciate you being with us, Sam. I know that. So where are you at in the world right now, Sam? And what time is it?
So it's 10 p.m. here over in Indonesia. So since minting out, the team have been kind of over in Dubai and Indonesia, different places over here in Asia right now. So, I mean, we're kind of on a tour talking to exchanges, VCs, and lining up a lot of different opportunities for hydro whales. I mean, we're doing things that are going 2-3 years down in the line, setting up some future deals for hydros when we get to those stages. But I mean, it's a great time for us here. I mean, we're making a huge range of connections, and there's so many different events over here as well. It's unbelievable. Like I didn't realize how crypto crazy Indonesia is. Like you walk down the
Really?
street, there's crypto cafes everywhere. There's
Really?
conferences
That's
every
awesome.
single day. It's crazy. There's a lot of crypto heads over here. There is a lot of tax benefits, so I could see why a few people have kind of moved over here just to experience that. And I'm loving the cost of living over here. Like I'm getting dinner for like $2-3. It shocks
Oh,
me.
and there it is. There's the sound. So you have to tell
Traffic.
everybody what that sound was. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I do apologize for people that probably listened to the last AMA. Our hotel was right by a construction site because we're cheapskates. We look for good deals. There's always something that comes with it. We've moved to a new one, but this time we're right by a main road, so you can hear motorbikes quite loudly sometimes as they go through here.
That's
This is
awesome, man.
the glamorous life of a crypto project owner. There you go. It's not all private jets and all
No,
that. No,
no, I'm still looking for the best deals, no matter what happens. I like a good deal.
that's
There's
funny.
just always a catch to it.
Oh, somebody's already commenting shirt on your shirt. So they like your crypto
My,
Maymao.
this is my relaxed shirt, you know.
Oh, okay. You know what? That could be a thing for you, Sam. You could wear it. Go find because I mean, true. Go find like really crazy shirts, and then that's Sam's thing.
Oh, I do. My family has a tradition of something called shite shirts. They're just literally shirts patched together. They're terrible. I'll share pictures one day. It's like our Christmases are just involved with wearing these things to
Oh yeah, you do like
build my
do you
collection.
do like the ugly sweater thing at Christmas? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
instead of a sweater, it's a shirt. So it's literally patched together like bright pink pieces of different shirts and things like that.
And for you, that's like a
Oh,
Tuesday with your family,
yeah,
right? Okay, all
casual
right.
Tuesday. Eh?
All right. Wow. Well, sorry, I pulled us down a rabbit hole there. Okay. So for those, I'm assuming for those of you guys who don't know who Sam is one of the founders of Hydro Wells Club. Let me pull that website up here real quickly and we'll show you. So Sam, while I'm doing that, tell everybody real quickly, just kind of for some of the new people who are coming into the channel, what is Hydro Wells and give them some guidance into that. So there you go.
Absolutely. So Hydro Wells Mining Club is an NFT project with a foundation of Bitcoin mining, but we are a hell of a lot more than just Bitcoin mining itself. We have multiple revenue streams for our community, ranging from DeFi investing to investing in actual physical gold and a huge range of different other revenue streams that we're creating actively. This is why the team is out here traveling, setting things up for 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line. We're a very long-term project, and I always like to say this is the NFT you're going to be passing down to your grandchildren. We're not going anywhere, and we're building this out for the long term. And today we've actually had our latest set of miners go live. So that's a total of 305 S19 Pros live right now. So that's over, I think the current hash rate is over 34 petahash a second, which is going to kind of give us over 4.5 Bitcoin coming into our community every single month. So it's been a great Tuesday for us so far. I know it's later in the evening for us, but it's going really, really well. So we had a great start to the week with that. We've also kicked off the first project that's gone through the Hydro Wells Launchpad, which is called Project 79. So
Yep.
with this project, it is kicked off by the Hydro Wells team. This project itself, we are actually buying physical gold and then selling that directly to refineries in Dubai. So we're not trading it virtually. We're not, doing forex trading with it. We are actually physically buying it, handling all the logistics sides of it, and then selling it over to refineries directly. And we spent a long time securing these contracts, and we've been really successful in being able to plug into an existing supply chain. So we don't have to go spend $50 million to get approved for a refinery account over in Dubai. By plugging into the supply chain, we can just, we benefit by not needing to have all that upfront capital, but we can take advantage of what institutions are doing, and we're bringing that to retail investors.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. The one thing I want to get into, Sam, so thank you. That was a really fantastic kind of real quick intro. The one thing that I've been impressed with when Zach and I started working with you and started understanding what it is you guys are doing is, I mean, it's for me, it's the big thing of what you don't see a lot of. You guys say you're going to do something and you go and actually do it. Shockingly, I know. Oh my God, it's in crypto, but I mean, that's the cool thing. You said you were going to go out and you were going to buy these miners. You've got, you've done it. You're delivering on that. And so I just want you to speak to that. And then obviously with Project 79, the gold project, speak to that, because that's a big deal.
Absolutely. So we weren't anticipating ever hitting 4.5 Bitcoin mined every single month. But with the market dropping, we took our project took quite a few months to mint out because we broke it down into phases. With our last phase, the biggest phase took 48 hours or less than 48 hours. But with all of that building up and that time it took, with the market going down, we've been able to, accumulate more Bitcoin miners than we could have ever thought. So I think we've got over 100 more than expected. So we've nearly got a 50% increase on our original Bitcoin expectation. I think we were planning to hit 3.14 Bitcoin mined every single month. And now that's pushed to over 4.5 Bitcoin already. So we like to over deliver on everything we do. And that's something we strive for.
But hold on, Sam. I want to make sure I followed you. You were able to get 100 more Bitcoin miners than you had laid out in your timeline. Why or how did you get 100 more? Why or how?
So when we first started Hydra Wells, obviously the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum was a lot higher. You go back 4 or 5 months ago. Okay. So when we started doing things, that we were basing off those prices. So we took advantage of, there was a positive and a negative to the market being down. It took a bit longer to mint out, but it meant we could grab, this extra 100 Bitcoin miners. So then when the market becomes a little bit more bullish, we've got so much more Bitcoin stacked up already. Okay. So we've set ourselves up in a really good position.
Because the cost of the miners had come down?
Yes. So as the market moves, the price of miners do adjust.
Gotcha.
So we took advantage of that, so we can actually stack up even more of them than we thought we could start with, really.
Wow. Okay. And so with that additional 100 miners that you were able to, that brought you to the 305 number, right?
Yes.
And then that number equates to 4.5 Bitcoin mined every single month, and that's going to be, again, the cash flow, the revenue share scenario.
Absolutely. That's just one revenue stream we've got coming into our community. That's just our foundation.
Right.
We're building on from that and building out so many different other streams that are going to be coming into the project. But like I said, Bitcoin mining is the foundation, and that's what's really helped us stabilize. And then we can leverage that cash flow for investing into launching nodes. We're looking into potentially mining altcoins as well. So there's a huge range of different avenues we're going to be exploring as a community. And we've got a town hall this week to discuss our next options about investment wise. So we've got some funds ready to start investing. So we're going to be, diving deep with the community, running over some options. Right now the market has pumped a bit, so it's almost like there's going to be an anticipated drop. So we're looking at potentially lining up some real world investments we can do in the meantime, so then we can still make that capital work for us rather than just let it sit there whilst we are waiting for that little drop to come back in the market, so we can get in and get that few extra percent as we go back up on the rally eventually.
Cool.
Sam, could you explain a little bit like how the revenue is shared then with NFT holders? I know that's only one of the utilities. I mean, there's multiple in the white paper, but that seems to be a big one that people are really interested in.
Yeah, absolutely. So with multiple revenue streams, everything is broken down a little bit differently. For our main initial one, the Bitcoin mining revenue, so that's split in between three different pots, essentially 33% each. So we have 1/3 going directly to holders every single month. 1/3 goes to our community wallet, which is for investment. And then 1/3 goes into the project development wallet, which is for, the cost of running software, servers, developers, team salaries, and so forth. For the first 6 months of this project, that third that goes directly to holders is going straight back into the community wallet, so we can compound that with further and different investments. So then by the time we start payouts in end of January, start of February next year, we have a much larger treasury in a very, very strong position to do so.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and Sam, so I want to clarify that because you did a fantastic job when you did the AMA on Zach's channel in our discussions, is that the payout or that goes to the NFT holders, that clock, right, did not start until the final phase 4 of the NFTs were minted out, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
So that countdown is going to be ending. The first payout is going to be coming kind of the end of January now. We will be doing our token payouts a little bit earlier as well. So we're just rounding up the last few pieces on that. The tokenomics paper currently is 57 pages long. There's a lot of mathematical equations on that. So we've been working with a great team for the past 3-4 months on this. I mean, they've helped launch top 10 tokens and blockchains previously, so they know their stuff. So this is a very maths heavy and economics heavy tokenomics paper, as it should be, right, as well as breaking down all of the utilities that's going to be in it. So we're going to be releasing that in around 3 to 4 weeks to the public. So we're really excited to get that off, and that's something that's going to be going out to holders just a little bit earlier. So then they're also getting payouts from that token.
Very nice.
Okay, so Mike asks a really good question. I put this up earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt you. So Mike says, "Hey, I'm late to the game. Is there still time to get in?" Obviously. So can you put some meat around that as an NFT holder if you don't own it? If you don't have it now, what's the situation there, Sam?
Yeah, so we minted our last phase just at the end of July. That was 5,000 NFTs in under 48 hours. So we are completely sold out, but you can grab an NFT, a Hydro NFT, directly from a secondary market. So just directly on OpenSea, you'll be able to find us on there. I believe the floor price is just over 0.4 ETH right now. And the latest price in phase 4 was $425. $450 in that phase. So it's we're still way above the actual mint out price. And I know as soon as we get closer to those payout dates and when those token payouts come, that floor price is going to skyrocket even more.
Yeah. So short answer, for example, Mike, if he wants to, he can go buy an NFT again on the secondary market, OpenSea, et cetera. And then once he's a holder, then he's in, as an example. And then once the 6-month clock you said at the end of January, right? Approximately. Yes. Yeah. Okay. And then, so that's Mike, how you could get in and participate. There you go.
Austin, I dropped the in private chat there. I dropped the OpenSea link too, if we want to check out the artwork, because I know we looked at that last time. We actually had your guys' artists with us, and they're really unique. I mean, they're in depth, they're detailed, super super cool. I mean, I think the one thing for me is when you look at this, exactly that it's Hydro Wheels. It's not. There's a lot of NFT projects where it's wait, is this that ape community? Is it this ape community? Is it what is this? When we look at Hydro Whales, it's got it. It makes you remember it. So
let me pull that up here. I had to wrangle here. Oh, so hold on just a minute. So so this is thanks for that, Zach. So so this is can you drop that, Zach, in the public comment?
Yeah, I can do that.
Drop that in. So Zach's dropping that in. So this is the official Hydro Whales. Please go to the official one. And so here's where you can check them out. And again, and we've actually met your artists on the previous on the previous AMA where I called him out. He was literally like kind of hiding in the shadows. I'm like, dude, you need to step up because you have this artwork is awesome. I mean, the NFTs, these are cool. I really, really like these guys. So
well, I know in the previous AMA, I think we were at 800 traits. We're actually at over 1,000 traits. So we didn't realize until we got listed on Rarity Sniper and it finally counted all of the traits. Like we thought we had 800 plus, you know, we counted everything when we're doing all of the generation, but no, it turns out there's 1,000 plus different traits there. So, I mean, I don't know how many other NFT projects have that much work in the art alone. So, I mean, Anderson, our artist and co-founder, he locked himself away in a room for 2-3 months, just disappeared, just doing all of this artwork. Instead of the planned 200 traits, he's come back with 1,000 traits. So it's definitely added a lot of variety to every single NFT. So every single NFT is going to be incredibly unique in some way or form.
I honestly don't. I mean, I'm not a Sam. Is there another project has that many traits? 1,000 traits? I mean, I don't think so.
I haven't seen one that's got that many.
That's why I said
Andy was a bit crazy with doing so many. It was a crazy number when we started counting them and realizing how many he did.
Oh man. Okay. So Sam, we've got Dean as saying, hey, you mentioned mining other altcoins. Can you expand on this a little bit? Maybe which altcoins? So there you go. So let's
absolutely. So one thing that we've kind of had on our minds is potentially mining Cadena. So we know that's growing in popularity, and we're probably looking to stack it up and not necessarily sell that for 2-3 years, but we could just continuously mine that and start acquiring them as we go on. And, you know, the machines, we don't need to buy $1 million worth of machines. We could start with $20,000. We could buy one miner. We could buy, 3 or 4. That's the beauty about altcoins because, they can be very, very lucrative to get into. And typically with the mining rigs we can get as well, we can switch between different coins as well for profitability. So if one coin's more profitable to mine at one time, we can switch rather than with our our ASIC miners. They're Bitcoin specific really. So we can't switch. And I mean, we want to just be stacking up Bitcoin anyway. But, with altcoins, we can vary it up with the different mining methods we're going to be using.
So you said that's, who is it? Cadena?
Cadena.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay. I just wrote that down. I'm like, should I be mining Cadena? Check that
Have a look at it. It's a very kind of, it's got some good potential, I believe, coming really.
Austin, there's here you go. Great question. There, yep, you got it.
Yeah. So I'm just going to let you read the question and go. There you go. So Sam.
Absolutely. So we have 2 tokens that are being developed. So we have a rewards token and then we have a utility token. So we have the utility token is going to be kind of key in the Hydra Wells ecosystem. And I mean, you can see we launched Project 79 within 2 weeks of being minted out. That's going through the Hydra Wells launchpad. So our launchpad is going to be, we're going to have usages for that utility token, such as access to different projects. So we're going to be releasing exclusive projects through that launchpad. All of the holders are going to be getting access through owning their own tokens anyway. But then if external parties want to get in, they're going to need to hold or stake a certain number of our tokens to be gaining the privilege to get into some of these projects. There's also the potential for different ROI levels. So for example, Project 79 right now is going to be a 4 to 7% monthly ROI. But in the future, in other projects we're going to be looking to release, there may be different levels. So if you're staking 10,000 of the tokens, you can unlock the top level, for example. And then similarly, we're going to be releasing a suite of other blockchain tools where the utility token is going to give you other benefits like gas refunds, access to exclusive rates on swaps and bridging tools, and all of those kind of things. And then on top of that, we have the rewards token. So this essentially is going to be rewarding, giving people access to Bitcoin mining. So this is, separate from our miners live in the Hydra Wells Mining Club right now. So it is kind of a separate piece there. But this is another way people can gain direct exposure to Bitcoin mining without having to fork out, tens of thousands of dollars going into miners, loud miners. I mean, my partner hated me running a few at home. I mean, they're awfully loud and they're hard to manage and just, it's not good. So you can just sit back and relax, just knowing, you've got this token that you're getting rewarded with, and it's mining Bitcoin and you get rewarded with that, daily coming in. So we will have a lot of, lot more detail is broken down in that white paper. Like I said, it's already 57 pages. Our white paper for Hydrowell alone was 40 pages.
Yeah,
and
so
I think
I've got it up here for you. So yeah, it's crazy.
I think of tokenomics once we're done.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
Muhammad asked a good question there, Austin.
Yep.
Is the payment going to be in BTC or stablecoins? We kind of touched on this a little bit, Sam, last time, but a lot of new people coming in.
Absolutely. So it's likely the payouts are going to be split into 3 different methods. So the first one is going to be wrapped Bitcoin for the Bitcoin revenue. So this way we can pay out directly on the Ethereum blockchain without needing to get Bitcoin wallet addresses, but everyone can still have the ability just to stack up Bitcoin. You don't need to sell this. You could just stack this wrap Bitcoin up for years before you want to, sell it in the future. The second will be likely a stable coin. It's going to be voted on by our holders exactly what payout methods and tokens we use. But for like the community wallet payouts, when we draw down from profits from investments we made, that's going to be paid out in a stable coin. And then thirdly is going to be kind of an airdrop of our Hydrowell tokens to our holders as well.
Nice.
Okay. Again, I know a lot of this. I feel like I need to continue to take notes. Every time I get around you, there's always more that you guys are, building and doing. And I mean, so I'd like to, let's do this. I want to shift a little bit more into Project 79. You mentioned that you guys have been working on this for quite a while. Give us a little bit like why gold? Why did you do this? And just kind of put some meat around that.
Absolutely. So gold, is one of the most respected assets there is globally. You can see in times of recession, depressions, and even times when the market itself is incredibly bullish, gold stands the test of time. That's why we've chosen that. Like we wanted to be able to hedge our bets in both the crypto market and, real world assets. That's the key thing is diversification. So if we were all in on crypto, there's a big risk. What happens if there is a crypto winter for 2 years straight? You can still make money in a crypto winter, but it's definitely not as much in a bull market. And by hedging our bets and by having different, avenues like Project 79 with real physical gold, there's always going to be money flowing in, cash flow coming in. To us, cash flow is key. So we're looking to have, real world assets, real world projects, crypto-based projects, blockchain projects, huge range of different things coming in. But Project 79, I haven't seen, and the entire team hasn't seen anyone bring in access like this.
Wow, that's loud.
So I've got cars
in your door.
No, it's when they go past, it's loud. Our next place should be nicer, I hope. I'm gonna have to book in advance. We booked everything a little bit late, so next time things will be a little bit safer, a little bit quieter.
Yeah, you're good.
But yeah, so with Project 79, we are physically buying gold at one price directly from mining companies. Then we are handling all the logistics of that, getting that transported into Dubai with all the relevant compliance documentation, the assay reports for the gold itself, and then selling that directly to a Dubai refinery at the LBMA prices. So this is, what a typical institution would do. There's billions of dollars of gold traded like this every single day. I'm talking billions. It's a crazy numbers when we've looked into it, when we've been speaking to the owners of the refineries to see how much they have going through. When we visited, it's a sight you can't get out of your eyes. The amount of gold they have in there that's going and flowing through their refineries every single day is absolutely insane. So we wanted to be able to bring this to retail investors. Like that's one key thing we've always been pushing for, is to be able to get exclusive access to typical institutional-based investments. And we spent an awful long time doing this and negotiating contracts, and we've been able to plug into this existing supply chain. So we don't need to be an institution to do this, and therefore we can actually bring it back to retail investors.
Oh, somebody's still trying to get in the door. I'm just messing with you, Sam. Now that's so. I mean, how did you even? I think you'd mentioned like how did y'all? Here's what I'm trying to say. It sounds like it was really hard to set this up. That's really that kind of the question. So, can you get any like how you kind of got into actually where the refinery would actually work with you? I mean, that's what's interesting to me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we're entrepreneurs with 10 plus years experience, 20 plus years of experience with the entire team. So we have huge networks of connections, and that's one thing we've always known as entrepreneurs. Networking is very, very key, and that's what we're doing when we're networking with these VCs and exchanges right now, because these connections you make, 2-3 years in 2-3 years ago are going to become valuable now. They're not necessarily going to be valuable to you directly, but that's what we've been doing for our entire entrepreneurial journey is networking. So we began reaching out to our network, quite a while ago about projects like these, looking for other different avenues we can explore. And then, 6 months ago, we actually began to have some direct talks with kind of companies that are doing this right now that were in our network, that we've met at different Connect networking events globally. So we've been very, very fortunate with that. Like Adam Dignan, he used to live over in Dubai, so he had a lot of connections directly in Dubai. So it's kind of all rounded up to being able to, we ended up getting introduced into kind of one partner here, where we've been able to actually plug ourselves into this supply chain without having to go and raise $50 million or so to get a Dubai refinery license or anything like that to be able to process gold. So we can plug directly in to this existing supply chain, which is absolutely beautiful.
That's insane. No, Sam, there's so many utilities you guys have for your NFTs. I mean, the one thing we look at is like, is there a utility, right? There are so many NFTs out there where it's like, okay, why do I want to hold this? Like, what's the purpose of this other than maybe it goes up, right? But for you guys, I mean, we talked a little bit about this last time, the real life events, the masterclass aspect, buying land in the sandbox. I mean, you just want to unpack some of these. And I mean, there's like 8, I think, main utilities by holding one of these NFTs.
Absolutely. There is a huge range of utilities. Education, I mean, I guess the biggest ones people are really going to care about is you have rewards coming into you that are going to be coming into you every single month. So after that 6-month period, which ends of Jan, you're going to be getting rewarded monthly. And of course, we're going to be having rewards with the tokens as well. And then the other aspect is education. So that's something that's really important for us. That's why we have masterclasses. So we're arranging trading masterclasses. We're going to be setting up one-to-one trading masterclasses. But these will all be with industry professionals as well. So people that are very knowledgeable in their area. We're going to be having our legal team doing masterclasses. We're going to be covering masterclasses in a huge range of things from, the mental, your mental attitude to just a general to life and the positivity. Like we had a world champion boxer give us a masterclass on kind of a motivational one, getting in the mindset, which has led on to, getting ready for doing trades and things like that. So there's more, not just constant, very brutal numbers and trading. We want to do masterclasses around a huge range of topics that are going to be incredibly useful to everyone. But I think to say that they're probably the biggest two is just the rewards you're going to get in terms of financial and both the educational aspect.
Mm-hmm. To clarify, you guys work with obviously MetaMask, any other wallets like Trust Wallet. Do you guys really care? Are you wallet agnostic? Can you hear me?
So it's just it's any wallet on the Ethereum blockchain that's able to have just an ERC 721 NFT on it, really.
Okay, I'm gonna mute, but if you would, because I got dogs about to now I have dogs, so that's it. This is like an Austin live stream.
There's always something.
There's always something. So
when you're live,
it's fine. I've got motorbikes going past me. Last time I had construction works. It's all good. I had like a cement mixer going around the entire time, so it was chaos.
Zach's gonna have a zombie walk behind him in a minute, Well, of course, there you go. What's up, So, did you have any other? I was distracted by the dog. Did you have any other utilities that you wanted to continue to go on there?
So I think the biggest ones is going to be, just both the financial rewards and the educational aspect you're going to be getting, because I think you can combine everything into that. The best way of defining what you're going to get from us without spending 3-4 hours talking about this is one thing you're going to get, because there's so many things we're putting into this, and it's always going to be added to. Like there's no limit to what we can do. That's what I love about this space and the project.
All right, and guys, if you're out there watching this, go to page 8 in the white paper, and you'll see all the NFT utilities right there. I really highly encourage everybody to go through the white paper. It's super, super well done. That's another thing we just don't see a lot in the crypto space. A lot of times it's like a quick, dirty, 5 to 10 page white paper that's very vague. This is not that. This is very, very detailed. As Sam had mentioned, they're looking at this as a multi-year plan, not something just, hey, let's see what we can do in the next couple months here, and then we'll go from there. But Yvonne had a question in there. I think maybe we can unpack that, Austin. What's the advantage of holding the NFT versus the token? Maybe just kind of talking about the differences. Like, why would an NFT holder want to also hold the token? I think we started to get at it, but yeah.
Yeah, so I guess to say they probably are very different things. So the NFT itself will give you access to the rewards from what the project generates through investments in Bitcoin mining, as well as access to those masterclasses, the metaverse land, and all of those other things as well. I mean, and then just the token itself. Obviously, holders of the NFT will get airdropped, a certain number of those tokens every single month anyway. Mm-hmm. And then we have the token itself. If you hold it, you're going to be able to use it on different kind of parts of the ecosystem that HydroWells is building. So it'll give you different benefits in them and exclusive different rates. And then of course we have the rewards one as well. So you can earn funds through Bitcoin mining by investing into that token as well. But the NFT essentially packs it all into one, whereas the token is just the utility token and the rewards token there.
Gotcha.
Cool. All right. Well, you get a little shout out from Muzz, who is one of our kind of part of our communities. This young man, oh, there you go, young man. There you go. Is passionate about his project, has his stuff together. I wish I'd gotten an NFT last month, which you can still get them for a pretty decent floor price. Honestly, it's not a bad price. So we talked about that. In fact, let me go back and show you that real quickly. Where was that? There we go. So yeah, so you can still pick them up obviously here. And so some of them are definitely over in Ethereum, but you've definitely got a good floor price to be able to get those. And then the rewards kick in at the end of January, right? I know you've said that, Sam.
Yeah. So they'll be the first financial rewards. I mean, we will have token payouts earlier. We're running masterclasses throughout. So you don't just need to sit back and relax. There's so many different things you can get involved with and, listen to. Like we will have community votes about investments. We have a town hall coming this week discussing, next steps investment wise. I mean, we're kicking off Project 79 and now we're moving on to where we got some funds. We got to start investing them, start making that money work for us. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot, there's a lot with us. So there's a lot to do.
Okay, so here you go. I'm gonna throw you a curveball. He reminds me of the kid from Stranger Things.
I think it's the shirt. I was thinking that it's definitely got to be the shirt. I feel like.
Which kid? Which? I mean,
which one are we going for?
I don't know.
It's kind of like an 80s style of a t-shirt shirt here.
Okay.
Yes.
So
they are.
Follower. The NFTs sold out. Yes, they are. But we just talked about this. You can pick them up on the OpenSea. Oh, he says the main character.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Laugh out loud.
Yeah, they're on OpenSea for about 800. That's Zay. He's a good dude too. He's in our communities too.
Zay. Okay. Here you go. How old are you? We're just gonna ask.
So I can't say there's a current a bet going on in the HydroWells community. So the person that guesses they can win some money. I mean, it's mid to late 20s, so you can have your guess. I mean, our team ranges all the way up to the age 40. So we've got a wide team range of ages. But I personally, I've been an entrepreneur for the last 7 years, working for myself. So I'm probably a little bit older than you think I am in reality. I do look a little bit.
Probably graduated college around 22, came out, became an entrepreneur, or maybe dropped out. So maybe 28, 29-ish.
I didn't do a bachelor's. I just went straight for a master's. So I dropped out of bachelor's. I was working full time still. Awesome. I just ended up doing a master's kind of part time. I was working and launching several different businesses.
Guys, Sam mentioned something, though. You definitely want to jump in their Discord. I mean, it's a really, really well-run community, too. They're always dropping new alpha and new information there for you. Sam, I want to go back to the incubator or the launch pad, right? Because that's a really cool utility in and of itself. And the world is your oyster kind of a little bit, with something like that. What are some future plans? I don't know if you can get into too many details, but, after Project 79, are there other things kind of down the pipeline?
Here we go. Somebody's asking about something. Can you give anything away on Project 420? I'm seeing a trend here. Okay, so you can plead the fifth.
It's not the official naming for that. It's on a white paper. We have laid out some potential details of an investment into cannabis in the cannabis industry. Yep. So Adam Digdon, one of our co-founders, has a serious amount of experience in the medicinal cannabis industry as CEO of several different cannabis investment groups and cannabis farming. Myself, Adam Javed, and Anderson Arakian, one of the other co-founders, we have experience running a vertical farming company here in the UK as well. So we had a vertical farming startup on the NatWest Startup Accelerator here. Unfortunately, COVID just kind of wiped it out because we were a high-end specialist herb provider. We were running that on the side, but COVID shut down all the restaurants for about a year in the UK. So that kind of went on pause. But this is something we might be able to kind of bring back to life in the forms of growing kind of medicinal cannabis. So we found an opportunity over in Thailand over there. So they've recently begun the legalization of a lot of cannabis. So there's still a lot of room to get in there. And we're looking at either doing potential directly do B2B style, where we actually do processing of medicinal hemp and cannabis and transform that into CBD oils, and then sell that on and white label it to businesses over there. So that we have a few different options we're laying up. So we're currently in kind of the legal stages of things, having it all audited, talking with lawyers over there in Thailand. So we're flying over to Thailand in about 6 weeks. So Adam Dignan, he's going there before us, so he's back and forth. We're back and forth with here in Dubai at the minute, but we're flying out there later this year to finalize a few things before we can start pushing any other bits out.
Very cool.
So Sam, do you guys have any I'm glad Zach, you brought up kind of the launchpad angle, right? Or the launchpad scenario.
Yeah.
Sam, I mean, I know you guys are being very responsible with how you go about launching the projects, obviously with Project 79 and things like that. But do you have a goal? I.e., you want to launch 2 projects a year through the launchpad? Is there kind of a number in mind in with that scenario?
Yeah, absolutely. So just to note, not all of these projects are going to be kicked off by Hydra Wells. So it's just the first few, because we want to set a very high standard of the projects we're going to accept into this program and that we want going through this. So it may be 6 to 8 different projects a year, and if it's less, it's less. We only want the the highest quality coming through on there. We don't want your bog standard in it. We don't want just a normal NFT project coming through here. No, we want things that are kind of revolutionizing either the crypto space or gaining access to what institutions do, but bringing it to retail investors. Those kind of things are what we want to kick off and be able to launch through that launchpad.
Yeah, I like the last thing you just said. I mean, the first part was cool, but what part of what I unpacked from what that last statement is that you're literally, part of your goal is almost to democratize investments where you don't have to be an accredited investor to get into some of these scenarios, like the gold, things of that nature. And I think that's really interesting that you have that as part of your mission statement. So again, I just, outsider looking in, I want to applaud that. That's really a really cool thing. So
I agree. It's so unique too. You just don't see it. Austin, Jeff has a good question there at 10:34.
Oh yeah. So yeah. So sorry if it's already been asked. So yeah. And then obviously somebody's already commented that you have a video out there. There's proof. But you want to speak to this, Sam?
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, with anything in the crypto space, especially when it comes to a facility housing billions of dollars of crypto miners, there is a lot of restrictions around what we can say because we are under an NDA. The facility is over in the USA. They have facilities globally, multiple in the US, Canada, EU, Asia, anywhere you can think of. So they are one of the largest crypto mining facility providers in the entire world. I mean, they're placing a $2 billion order this year for the new XPs alone. So they're a big player. And we are actually only able to get into with them because they're previous connections and networks from networking we've made, because their typical orders, 1,000 Bitcoin miners. We've been able to buy 25 Bitcoin miners at a single time. So again, we've got access to industrial scale facility while still being a relatively small player in the space. So we do have a video of the physical miners on our Twitter. I can dig it up and repost it. It is probably hidden back in May now, I think. It was a pinned tweet, but I think Project 79's pinned it right now on the top. But we also have legal audits and legal statements from our legal team confirming every purchase we do. We have that audited and confirmed. But we are working on, reducing the NDA. I'll just wait for a minute.
Is that a motorcycle? I mean, wow, if it is.
Yeah, it's all you can't fit. I mean, there is no cars here really. It's all motorbikes.
Yeah.
So it's just all of them zooming past. But yeah, but we are trying to loosen the restrictions in the NDA because we'd love to bring them on to just talk about what they're doing, because we want another benefit for our holders is we want to give them the option to have, if they want to buy 1 or 2 miners, let's get it hosted in an industrial space, an industrial facility where you can get industrial electricity rates and all of those other benefits rather than looking after it at home. So we are working on that. So I think once that's all agreed, we'll definitely be able to loosen things a lot more and get them on an AMA, start talking about it even more details.
Yeah. It's so cool, man, the opportunities you guys are providing people. And you don't have to take advantage of all of them, but like you're diversifying that out and you're like, hey, somebody might be interested in the mining aspect. Somebody might be interested in another component. And were you guys thinking about that as you kind of built that out? Like, let's provide a basket of opportunities. That way everybody's kind of happy holding one of these NFTs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's key for us is diversifying. So, Bitcoin mining, great, but it's a very slow return.
Yeah.
That's it. There's nothing else special to it. But by adding on, the other opportunities we can invest into and scale through, we can then continue to scale up the Bitcoin mining operation, scale up any crypto mining operation, whilst growing our community wallet at the same time and being able to reward holders both with Bitcoin, our token, and through stable coins as well.
Yeah.
So we are actually building a team. So right now, 3 of the co-founders, including myself, we run an agency in the UK. We have a team of 11 with developers and marketers already, but we're actually building our specific HydroWells team. So we're actually about to hire 2 new developers in the next few months. We're going to be hiring financial analysts as well. So we understand, we are doing a lot, an awful lot. So it's to the point where, we as 4 co-founders, we couldn't manage this all on our own, no way. We'd get burnt out. So that's why we're building out a team around this. And that's why we have that 33% of the Bitcoin mined going to the project development wallet. So then we can cover things like salaries for the team. Because we're building this out. So we could end up in a few years, we could have hundreds of employees at the rate we want to grow. I mean, I'd love to see that. So we've got the developers lined up. We've got financial analysts lined up. So we're going to be bringing a huge number of team members on board to, ramp up the growth of us even more. Like people see, we're going quick and there's 4 of us right now. Wait until we have a bigger team dedicated just to HydroWells, because the growth, the rate we're going to grow is going to be insane.
I'm excited for you guys, man. Really. It's awesome.
One thing I was sitting here thinking, you're talking about that, Sam, it's like what you guys, at least obviously, one thing I really, really like is that you're marrying physical world, i.e., yes, it's Bitcoin mining, but it's Bitcoin miners. You have a physical hard asset.
I like tangible things. It's another thing. Like when you can see, okay, I've got a physical miner, it's worth something. Even if Bitcoin were to completely drop, they are computers. They're still worth something. They still have some form of value, and they're not just going to disappear off the face of the earth.
Yep. And then obviously Project 79, you're going into gold. You mentioned cannabis. Is it not necessarily a stated mission statement or a goal, but is that a theme you continue? I'm going to ask and then shut up because I got the dogs. I can hear them. Like the kind of the marriage of, are most of the projects you're looking at kind of a blend of real life with crypto?
Yes, a big focus is on a mixture. So we will have projects based purely on the blockchain. So we're building out a suite of tools for the blockchain specifically. So there's going to be like an escrow platform, a service-based marketplace on the blockchain, like, Fiverr.com. We've done, in the last 2 years, I've done $250,000 as a seller on that platform. But it's a terrible platform. There's so many different faults with it. Like if you get charged back, someone can charge back 6 months later. I did a $20,000 smart contract a year ago. And then, a month ago, you get a charge back and Fiverr comes back and they just take it straight from you. Whereas on the blockchain, things like that can't happen. So there's a lot of issues that we're looking to resolve. And I mean, we can tie in an escrow contracts with all these things. So once both parties are happy, you can just have everything released at once. So we've got so many different things like that side coming as well. So definitely the main focus is going to be kind of, software aspects and then merging those real world things as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Somebody just bought their third whale. Looks like Patak's 2010 just bought his third whale.
So I want to cut of that deal because that came through because we were here. I want some of those royalties.
See what's coming through.
Yeah, I want that. I want a percentage of that. I'm kidding.
Muhammad had a good point. A good question rather. A couple up from there. So I think Tim kind of alluded to that.
So there you go.
Yeah. Yes. So this is some. A second.
Hey man, it is what it is. It's all good.
I'm grateful this is during the night here because during the day it can be very, very loud. So we have to go to co-working spaces where it's a bit quieter. But yeah, with this question, so yes, this is something we're working on. So holders will be able to potentially purchase Bitcoin mining machines from us. And then we can plug them directly into that facility there. So then you can gain exposure to, the industrial electricity rates, the on-site security, the technicians on site and on hand, and all of those kind of things as well. So that's something we're looking to bring to our holders as soon as possible.
Awesome. That's super cool.
So Abdullah, I'm not saying that right. I know I'm not. Let's not forget the biggest payouts in the markets don't come from great performances, but rather great promotions, stay invested, diversification of streams of income. That's really good. I like that. So, I mean, that to me is like almost a mantra that you guys have. It's diversify. I mean, different markets, different projects, marriage of real life. It's really cool, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, personally, I strive for seven different streams of income. It's the magic number is 7.
Wasn't that like in a book?
Yeah.
Who was that? What was that?
I can't even remember that. I mean, it's 7's the magical number of revenue streams.
Oh, now I got to look that up. Somebody look that up. 7 streams of income. That's a book. I read when you said it. I'm like, that's a thing.
Didn't Napoleon Hill talk about that?
Yes, passive income millionaire. That's the one.
There you go. Okay, somebody mentioned it. MSI, multiple sources of income.
Multiple. All right. Well, we're coming up on 46 minutes. I'll tell you what, we're going to give you guys a 5 to 10 minute last call for questions. Ask any questions that you guys want, and we will get them to Sam. So, Sam, again, you guys, it sounds like y'all are accelerating, and what I mean by that is like the travel schedule. Y'all are now just it's starting to really pick up. So, it's congrats on that.
It's crazy. I mean, we're not going back to England for about 4 months. So it's jam-packed. Like we have meetings kind of every day at some point or every other day. I think we've got a few weeks where it's kind of quiet. We're going to be able to take a little bit more chill time. But until then, we're still hard on the grind because these connections, right now, it may not be anything, but I look 2-3 years down the line. That's how we've had connections for the gold project and all of the other things we're doing. It's these connections we made in the past, and that's what is really good. So we have everyone lined up when we need them as the project grows. So we're lining up different opportunities for hydrowells as we grow to different sizes, ready for us to just jump on them straight away. So there's no need to spend another year waiting to get those connections or anything like that.
Wow. So we do have a question. Prop King got here late. Wape's website says all sold out. Am I too late to invest? So no, you can go pick up one of the hydro wells. And there's a link here somewhere on the chat that Zach dropped in. You can pick them up on the secondary market on OpenSea. So there you go. On
going for about 0.4 ETH right now.
7 streams of income is a common topic, and there are books. Okay, so I thought there were.
Muzz got us.
So here you go. Rocket ship is fueled. How do we get into Project 79, Sam?
Absolutely. So you can go directly to the Project 79 website, which is project79.com, and it's numerical numbers, so 79 as an actual number. So you'll be able to go directly on there. You can check out the white paper. You can review the legal audit. You can hop on the Telegram if you've got any questions. But if you want to dive straight in, the minimum sacrifice right now, if you're not an NFT holder, is $1,000 in USDC or USDT. So you're able to just sacrifice directly on the website. There is an AMA that's specifically for Project 79.
Yep.
That goes into quite a lot of detail, but talking about the compliance issues we have to go through, or the approval, the regulations, and that's about an hour and 45 minutes. So it's a long watch, but it is probably very, very valuable if you're looking to get in.
Yeah, I watched some of that as well with Yabonks. That's one of the better names I've heard in a while.
Great name.
So,
Sam, I've got a question. If there's, are there? Oh wait, you know what? Emilio's got one. I want to make sure the community gets heard.
So, are the tokens going to be backed by gold? That would be nice. So there you go.
That is something that could potentially happen. So especially for Hydrowells, because Hydrowells will receive a profit from Project 79. So we're going to have the options to potentially take, profits in stable coins and fiat, as well as potentially store some profits in form of gold. And then obviously we can have that gold on our assets for the, the company, for the accounts and everything like that. So, and same with the token, we can do things like that. So we can actually have physical gold there. So then, okay, we're backed by, we got $1 million of gold sat in the treasury there over in Dubai. It's physical. It's not going to change too much unless there's some crazy black swan event. But that's one benefit about gold. It's going to be a very, very solid asset there.
Yep. Okay. Elena's got a good one. I've got one Hydrowell transferred into my MetaMask. Do I need to do anything else at this point?
I definitely recommend you put that in a secure wallet. Preferably a ledger or a hard wallet, but if not, put it into a MetaMask that you're not going to use for anything else. You want to make sure, like if you're getting into other projects, you follow the right strategies, use a hot wallet for minting. So we actually have an hour and a bit masterclass on the Hydrowells Mining Club YouTube channel done by us, going over the, basic cybersecurity for, crypto wallets, the crypto space, the NFTs. So I come from the IT security industry, and so does one of the other co-founders. So we did a big kind of, hour-long masterclass on that. And then there's a 5-minute short one breaking up wallets and the best practices. So I would recommend checking that out just to keep your whale very, very safe.
Very cool. Okay. I think that they're referencing the token launch. So this would be the token associated with Hydro. Do you guys have a specific timeline as of right now?
So the full token is likely 2 to 3 months out from actual launch. The white paper, the tokenomics paper, which is going to be very heavy, which we'll have to break down to a light paper, is expected to go public in around a month or so. And then we've just got some more development time to, set the token up and make sure everything's finalized before we go live with that.
Okay. Here's another one from Lynn. What is the cutoff date to get into Project 79?
So we're going to be having sacrifice periods every single month. For this month, it's open until the 31st of August. So it's open a little bit longer this month because it's the first month. So we've got nearly $300,000 sacrificed into that project already. Our goal was $200,000 for the entire month, but we did that in 48 hours, or I think it's less than that. It might be in 36 hours actually. So I need to up that goal a little bit more now. Get a new goal on those books, maybe $500,000 by the end of this month. But then we'll have, 7-day period at the end of each month where you can claim or compound your rewards and also sacrifice into the project. But we are going to be adding different requirements to get in, to the project itself, like having some of our tokens, meaning staking that to gain access to it, or you may be limited to the amount you can actually sacrifice into it. But that's probably not going to come into play in September, but likely October. But, you get in now, you're going to get grandfathered in, securing your spot in the project before any additional restrictions come into play.
That's awesome.
I like it, man. Let's see.
I've got a quick one, Austin. I just want to ask Sam about the community. I mean, and how much the community's evolved like since day one, and because I know you're in it every single day, right? You're interacting with people. Just talk about your community in particular and how they've come to be. And I mean, obviously they're strong. Super
Absolutely.
strong. Yeah.
I know. I mean, okay, that's fine. That one's not too loud. So, I mean, the NFT space is filled with so many people with short-term mindsets.
Yeah.
So we spent an awfully long time building that community with the right mindset, the long-term mindset. They can see years ahead. They're thinking, okay, this is different strategies I can take. This is what our community is. People with that long-term mindset, ready to invest and, wait years, for, you know, the true huge benefits and the huge rewards come into play in that value education, not someone that's in it for a quick NFT flip. I mean, we have the same faces popping in every single day. We have, you know, members brainstorming different, you know, projects that we could potentially kick off as a community. And, you know, this is why it's really key we have holders with the same mindset as the co-founders, because, you know, there's only 4 of us, but we've got nearly 1,900 unique NFT holders, and they're key to helping us see, okay, this is a great project we should invest into as a community, because we can't see or hear about every single project that's going out there in the space. So we might not hear about it until it's too late, until it's like already, you know, mooned, it's already done really well. But we might, that's why we have, you know, why we greatly value our communities, because they've got the eyes and the ears. They can be pushing things through, and they do. Like they say, okay, we need to check out this project, so we can then do it. So we don't need to spend time searching the entire market. Then we can just go ahead and, you know, vet projects like that, and then, you know, get them ready to potentially be voted on to invest in. Because, man, we've got a great community, all like-minded individuals with that long-term investment mindset.
Mm-hmm. I love it, man. I think that's good. I think we're going to wrap up there, if that's cool with you, Sam. You've been talking for a while, and you probably need to, you know, go have a beer or go to bed or something.
I've got a little bit more work to do first.
Of course you do. So everybody who's just coming on, is Sam's over in you're in Indonesia, right? So it's like what, 11 o'clock for you or something like that?
Yeah, just about to turn 11 o'clock here in the evening.
Yeah. You probably are going to work all night. That's what you're doing. So, dude, I genuinely, Sam, want to thank you for taking the time. I will give you my 2 cents, and then I'm going to let Zach give you his. Every time I talk to you on camera and off, I continue to be amazed by what you guys are doing. And I mean, I was blown away by it. I didn't know 1,000 traits for the hydro wells. That's insane. It's in a positive way, right? Yeah. The Project 79, what you're doing there, and just, again, I am thoroughly impressed, and it's going to be awesome to be involved, to continue to be involved with the projects with you and watching what you've got. So, Zach, anything you want to say before we close out?
I mean, I echo everything you just said there, Austin. Sam, I'm super impressed by you, your team, the community you guys have built. And like Austin said, man, every time we talk, there's new ideas floating around. There aren't a lot of NFT projects like this. In fact, really none. And that's what really drew me in, how unique it was. That long-term mindset, that really stuck with me, man. At the end there, and you could tell the community's there with you, and ready for the long run too. So, man, appreciate it, man, and safe travels. Can't wait to talk again.
Yeah, and we got to go out with this. I don't think he's legal age to drink.
Definitely, I can tell you that.
It's not an Austin or a Zach stream if we don't make fun of either each other or who's on with us. So that's why we got to work with people that are cool, you know.
Muzz always got to poke the bear, man. He's always having fun though.
So there's some people would be like, I'm not going to show that. Oh, hell yeah, I'm showing that. You know? So, Sam, truly, man, thank you. Any final words that you have on from your side?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you very much for everyone listening in today or at a later date. And if you want to learn more about hydrowells at Project 79, just hop into our Discord. It's just discord.gg/hydrowells. We've got a responsive team. So, I mean, we may be a little bit slower because we might be sleeping during the kind of afternoon EST time over in the States. Yep. But we're alive and awake, especially at kind of late night American US times there. And we cover all time zones. But I mean, we've got a great team of mods on there and community members that are always here to answer any questions and help you out. But once again, thank you very much for listening in, and thank you to both of you for having us on here tonight, giving us the opportunity to talk about hydrowells and Project 79.
Cool.
You bet,
all right,
it was awesome.
We're gonna end on that. So we'll see you guys later. See you.
Yep. Thank you very much.